Level up, gamers. Hello. This isn't your normal episode of Save Before Quitting. It might be included in a normal episode of Save Before Quitting, but we are here for you and for us to break down the Game Award nominees. Jeff Keighley just hit us over the head with all the nominees, and we're here to break it down.
Hell yeah. And we might even do a little bit of predictions at the end, maybe, of what might
we gotta
get announced.
do predictions. This is pretty much the prediction episode.
Yeah. You gotta do like a little. Well, you gotta predict who's gonna win, and then you also gotta predict the world premieres.
That's a hell of the world premieres. That's a hell of a prediction.
You gotta predict some stuff. But taking a look at this list.
Well, hold on. If this is your first time, or you just got on YouTube and you just typed in Game Awards nominees and you landed here, first of all, thank you. Please subscribe. Also, if you want to find us everywhere else, we are Save Letter B number 4 Quitting on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube.
Titty.
Which, yes, is Titty. Join the Titty Gang. Be one of us. We have a Discord. We have a Patreon. Save Before Quitting, all the way spelled out.com. If you want some merch, we got some merch happening. Save Before Quitting at gmail.com. If you want to send us an email, suggest things for the show, just insult us.
That works. Yeah, you can do that.
We'll take that. And we'll read it on here. But yeah, let's get to it.
All right. So, as always, every year we start from the bottom, as opposed to what the website does, because the website's like, Game of the Year! We'll discuss which ones we're not going to talk about, because that's always what we have to get out of the way first. True. These aren't because they don't matter, per se. It's just that we don't have any skin in the game, so we can't give an honest opinion, and we don't want to just waste your time. Best esports. We do not pay attention to esports too much on this channel.
Not a lot.
It's not really our thing. I am technically an esports champion, but that's a whole nother...
We don't pay attention to esports. I'm a champion, but...
Technically, I'm a champion, but tier 2 champion of the Apollo Gaming League, Call of Duty League, it's fine.
Anyway, not a big deal. Just a champ. I'm sitting in the presence of a champion right here.
Shout out forfeits. Esports coach, we're not going to do as well, because obviously, not an esports. Esports team, no. Esports athlete, no. And best esports game, it's going to be like League of Legends, so I don't care, personally. So I guess we'll start with Content Creator of the Year,
all right,
which I don't know who's nominated for anything. And I'm going to keep that a buck off the rip. I don't know who's nominated for Game of the Year. I don't know who's nominated for anything. I wanted to save myself being a virgin. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I already know that a few of them are going to be in. Like, I know the lineup in my head, you know?
Yeah, what you think it is, it is.
But I didn't look, because I was like, I'll go in with this fresh eyes, and then maybe I'll get mad and it'll be funny. You know?
I get it.
So, for the best content creators, we've got Iron Mouse, People Make Games, Quackity, Spreen, and Cypher PK.
I know none of them.
Okay, so I know Iron Mouse. She's a VTuber. You know C-Dog VA?
Nope.
He does like the voice acting. He's like the Japan guy, British Japan guy, white guy. Wears one t-shirt only exclusively.
No.
Okay. Well, he's like a friend to Iron Mouse, and they stream a lot together. Quackity's a Minecraft dude. Spreen, I don't know. People Make Games, I don't know. And Cypher PK is a Fortnite creator that has been nominated practically every year, it feels like.
Man.
So, I'm just going to say Iron Mouse, because it'd be funny to have Cypher PK on again next year.
All right. I'm going to have to lean on you on that one.
Next up, what do we got? Most anticipated game. Read these out, because I am loading.
Most anticipated game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Hades 2. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Sounds like a code you put in. Star Wars Outlaws. And Tekken 8.
All right. And as always, who you think's going to win and who like you know is good, like who you want to win, if that makes sense.
Who I want to win, I have to lean Hades 2.
I want Hades 2 to win as well.
And what I think is going to win, I'm also not mad at, but it's like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to like obviously win that one.
I agree wholeheartedly with this decision.
Yeah, that's like
we're in the same boat.
Clearly, that's going to be the one.
Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws. I feel like even with the gameplay we got, like I still don't know enough about it to like give a shit yet.
It looked like fun. Like
it looked like
third-person
Uncharted
action RPG.
Kinda.
Yeah.
So like I was like, that's cool. I guess I played the fourth one. It was fine. I don't like the gunplay, and that's what this game is exclusively. So we'll see. But
yeah.
Other than that, Like a Dragon, I tried to do
It's
it.
not your thing.
Not my thing. And
Yeah,
then
you did
Tekken,
try.
I love Tekken. The last time I played it was on my Game Boy.
Man, on Game Boy? The
On
last
Game
one you
Boy
played?
Advanced, I had Tekken. I don't remember which one it was.
It was called Tekken Advance on Game Boy.
Was it Tekken Advance?
Yeah.
It was taken away from me because it was too violent.
All right, we might as well say you haven't played Tekken.
No, I played the shit out of it. Like
Okay.
that game, I played the fuck out of. But then it was taken away because we would, it's like you watch wrestling as kids. And they were like, "Don't try at home," but like I'm gonna DDT my brother. I'm gonna power slam him through the table.
You have to.
Yeah. So when I
It's a rite of passage.
when I see a dude do a high kick above his head and drop his heel down on someone, yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
And then get a Game Boy game taken away.
Was it worth it?
Maybe.
Last Tekken I played was Tekken 7, and it was really, really good. Tekken 8 also looks really, really good, but I don't think it'll be good enough to take it from Final Fantasy 7 or Hades, honestly.
Yeah. Hades is fucking amazing.
The following, obviously, everybody in our community loves Hades, but the following of Hades in general is ridiculous. Hades to me is something that it's like, that has to become like an anime at some point, right? Like, it seems like a shoe-in for like all of a sudden Netflix to be like the Hades.
I'm surprised there wasn't a
series.
trailer that dropped in the past week about it, to be
I
honest
know,
with
but
you.
they've been dropping some heat.
They have so many trailers out. Speaking of like adaptations and stuff, though, the next category is Best Adaptation. So we got Castlevania Nocturne. I started it this weekend. I watched the first episode. Whew.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I forgot
man.
where I stopped. I'm like 5 episodes into that.
God damn. Up next, a fan favorite from Jabberef, Gran Turismo. The only person in our community that's seen it enough times as if we've all seen it. So
Yeah.
there's that. The Last of Us, Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Twisted Metal. Who do you think is going to win, Ant? We're going to go who you think's going to definitely win it before one.
Mario is going. It sold $1 billion. Like
Okay.
Mario, I feel like is going to take it. My personal, I like the Mario Bros. Movie, but I think I would like to see Last of Us win that.
See, I want The Last of Us to win, but I think Mario is going to win.
That's what I said.
Yeah. We're on the same page. It's crazy.
But also, for people who haven't seen it, that Twisted Metal show is a sleeper. Like, go
it's
watch
good.
that. It was better than it had any right to be.
It was self-aware too, which I liked, because like it knew that it was goofy,
Yeah.
and like the ending really got me excited for what's to come.
Right.
And I feel like the whole entire season was unnecessary personally for me. I feel like you could have just given us what was at the end of the show and just done that as the show. But
Yeah.
hey, man, I liked it. It was fun. The only thing that I disagreed with was that Samoa Joe didn't get to voice
Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth, and it was just his body, and Will Arnett was there. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you listen to Samoa Joe and you listen to Will Arnett in that show, they're not too far off from each other. Like
So he could have did like 2 birds, 1 stone.
Like you could have just had Samoa Joe do it because he's a good actor. He's a fucking professional wrestler. That's all they do is act, you know?
Right. True.
So that's just my opinion, but I think that Mario is definitely taking it, even though I actually didn't like Mario too much. I thought it was boring. I thought it was a very boring
I liked
movie.
Mario. My childhood inside of me was bursting with Mario.
What do we got up next here?
Best multiplayer.
Yes.
So for that, we got Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals. You know what?
You know what, man? You know what I want to play?
Yeah, exactly. Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Brothers Wonder. What should win this is Baldur's Gate 3. But
I don't know if I agree with
that. I just think that because I feel like Baldur's Gate's going to sweep everything.
Okay.
In all reality, I don't think that's most heralded because of its multiplayer.
Yeah.
So, I'd have to say probably Street Fighter 6 if I have to go by this list specifically. What I would want to win, the only other game I played on here was Mario Wonder and Party Animals, so I'd say Party Animals, but I don't expect that to win.
Yeah. I would say that I would want Party Animals to win for sure. I don't think Baldur's Gate's winning this because like I've played multiplayer in Baldur's Gate twice now, and I don't want to be a dick about it, but it's not fun to me. Like it's a whole bunch of waiting for your friends to do stuff. And especially if, like, I was in a bad situation, though. Not bad, but, you know.
Right.
Two of us had already pretty much practically beaten the game, and one of us is this is their first run, practically. So they're, like, experiencing everything for the first time. And then me and my buddy, who are, like, well into Act 3, would be, like, standing next to a door, casually, like...
Any moment.
Hey, you want to come click this door? There's a thing that happens if you click this door, but not doing that at the same time because like I don't want to like lead you to stuff because I want you to experience the game how you want to experience it, but also I know what I want to do.
Right.
So I want to go do that, but then I can't do that because then if I get into combat, I'm fucking dead because I'm by myself, you know. But that's just me. I think Party Animals would be fun if it won. What I think might win might be Diablo.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I haven't played Diablo 4, but I know there was a huge community.
Yeah, they have a huge community for that game. I've never understood it. I'm not a fan of the games personally, but I could see that definitely taking it, and then like that being the only thing that they get, and then just that's about it. Because I feel like Diablo 4 did come out this year. And it was supposed to be, like, huge. I don't know if it's in Game of the Year, but I feel like if I was putting the games in here, I would not include it in Game of the Year, and I feel like the audience will feel like they've been snubbed.
Now that we talk about it, I think Diablo 4 wins. I think Diablo 4 takes it. Yeah, I just think they take it.
Okay.
Because while Street Fighter 6 had a huge moment, I wouldn't put that in best multiplayer. I put like maybe best fighting game, but
I would do that. Yeah, I would give it best fighting game. I think for this year. This next category though, I feel like we need to just agree to skip because it's best sports / racing. Which also, no offense, but I feel like that should be two separate things because racing and sports are two different things.
Yeah, racing should have its. But you know what? I can see why they do this because not every year there's a bunch of racing games.
True, but then that gives opportunities for lesser known games. Like, not saying that it deserves it, but Disney Speedstorm could have been a part of it, you know? Like, as a racing game, because it's definitely not.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like they should separate those because it's one of those things where it's like either that or just don't have sports, in my opinion, because those games aren't really games.
They're never gonna not have sports.
Yeah, but
too many
like,
people play them.
It's one of those things where it's just a popularity contest of which sport is the best. That's all it is. It's not about.
I don't
the
know
actual
because
games.
some of those sports games come out and suck, but then some come out and are great.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I feel like I just hate sports games personally. That's just me.
But for those who are watching and want, it's EA Sports FC 24, F1 23, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and the Crew Motorfest. I would assume.
I want Hot Wheels to win.
I would assume Forza, I guess. Out of these, I would assume Forza. But I didn't play. I played Forza before. I've never played Hot Wheels Unleashed. And I know the Crew was a thing, but didn't that get bad reviews? I don't remember
any of it. Well, I think this is the Crew 2, is it not? Or?
No, the Crew Motorfest.
I think that's...
Is that the second one?
I think it might be another, like a different one. Because the regular Crew we just got for free on PSN. And that was just the Crew.
Right.
And it's alright, I guess. Next up, though, best sim/strategy. It's another game that I don't have much of a hat in. But Advance Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp, Cities Skylines 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4.
Pikmin 4 is going to win.
Yeah, Pikmin's going to win. The only other one that could maybe steal it would be Advance Wars, maybe.
I said, and if Pikmin 4 is going to win, and if I had to choose one, I guess it would be... I've never played a Pikmin. But I like the Advance Wars games back in the day, so if I'm leaning on something I'm familiar with, I guess that.
This next one, I'm really excited to see what you have to say for.
Best family game.
I feel like you're a very big family gamer, but like in an unironic way. Like where you play family games, but you're like solo doloing it, you know?
I'm just beasting through family games.
You're just kicking families' asses.
I am. I'm just punching families in the face. Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, Mario Wonder, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Mario
for what you want and what's going to?
Both.
All right. I heard that Disney game is pretty good.
Yeah, I played a whole lot of it because Adrian has it.
Is it good? Like, is it like surprisingly good for what it is?
It's good for what it is, but it's very... How can I explain this?
Kid mode.
Yeah, like... It's a Metroid if you took away the gun, which is all of it. Like,
interesting.
It's platforming, but you can't, like, there's enemies, but you just jump over them. You just can't get hit. It's that part of it makes it a little unsatisfying to me, and I know that's kind of like, it may seem like nitpicking, but other than just jumping and double jumping and getting around things, it's like. It's a little too simple.
Okay.
It leaves It leaves a lot to be desired. It's fun, but leaves a lot to like.
It's just a simple game.
Yeah. A lot. Okay. It leaves you wanting more of it. Pikmin 4, I could also see taking this. Pikmin had a big year. People loved Pikmin 4, and it got great reviews. I just think if a lot of times in the family category, Mario gonna Mario, and it's gonna take it.
You're not wrong. That's kind of been what it's been for previous years, too. It's just Mario, whenever he shows up, he takes it. I would say I think Mario's definitely going to win it, personally. And I just would like Party Animals to win because it was fun for one time
we had a good
played
time
it.
with Party Animals.
We got to play it again at some point, and I want to play it with more people, too. Like, I want to get, like, some motherfuckers from the Discord to hop in.
That would be fun.
And that'd be a good-ass time.
Game Pass.
It is on Game Pass, so if anyone's down for that and are watching this video, let us know.
Yeah, hit us up.
We'll let you know when we're free to stream, which is very rare.
Which is sometimes.
What do we got after that? Best fighting game. Another area where I have no idea what will win, but God of Rock, never heard of it.
Well, that's not winning.
Mortal Kombat 1. Nicktoons, or Nickelodeon, All-Star Brawl 2. Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6.
All right, well, this is going to be between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Like, it's the 90s again. And
Could be Nicktoons.
I don't... Not for the broader fighting game community. I don't think it'll be Nicktoons.
But you can play as Chris Pratt.
Well, then, in that case. Street Fighter, I feel like is going to take that. I feel like Mortal Kombat 1... was huge, still is. I just think that the tail on Street Fighter was longer. I feel like Mortal Kombat came and was like a huge deal for that month. I'm not saying it's still not, but I feel like the promotion Street Fighter had, the betas leading up to its release, like Street Fighter 6, and the return to form, because 5 got so much criticism, and then 6 dropped and was amazing.
Yeah.
I think this is like their time. I feel like Street Fighter is going to take that.
All right, sounds good. I'll say Mortal Kombat just for the shits and gigs of it, because Omni-Man, and he's going to be in Fortnite now, so that means Mortal Kombat characters might make their way to Fortnite.
That'd be dope.
There is a news story about that, which we get to talk about next week, and it's very weird, to say the least. But next up, what do we got? Best RPG.
Okay, best RPG. Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, Starfield.
Before we answer this, though,
well,
here's the thing. you're not wrong. We got to read the description too, because that was one thing that we used to do, is where you read like the definition of what they think it is.
Best RPG for the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences.
Baldur's Gate 3.
It kind of just sounds like Baldur's Gate 3.
They just described it. Like, that's the only reason I had you read that out, because they just wrote the description of what Baldur's Gate 3 is.
Look, here we are. Final Fantasy 16 dropped, amazing reviews. People loved it. Yeah. Sea of Stars, I'm loving it. For me, that's best indie. Lies of P,
CLD loved it.
CLD loves it, but not even just that. I've seen that on my timeline. People like Lies of P. Starfield.
You gotta play that. I need you to play an hour's worth of Starfield at some point, anytime you get the chance.
All right,
I have a video waiting to go out.
Oh shit, my bad.
No, you're good, but it's just like. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't even want you to play Starfield. I don't want to play Starfield, because then if you play Starfield, then I gotta play more. That's the shitty part.
Yeah. Starfield, I'm sorry.
Dude, it sucks.
I don't even think it sucks. I think interest was up here, and then it dropped, and then like within weeks, it was like no one cared. Like it was just over.
Yeah. It's because it's not that good. It's just another Bethesda game that does Bethesda things in a prettier setting. That's it.
Like it dropped, people liked it, and then like what gave it even more of a tail was like the mods started coming out. So then that gave it even more of like a thing, but it leaves you not when I'm not playing it, I'm not thinking about it.
I've not thought about it once. That is why the video has not been out, because I forgot to remind you multiple times. That's the only reason I brought it up.
I gotta play that. I can play it at some point.
Whenever. It's not that great of a game.
But with all that said, Baldur's Gate. Baldur's
Gate.
Easily Baldur's Gate, and this comes from somebody who has not played Baldur's Gate.
You made a character.
I did.
On our Patreon. Go check out our Patreon.
We should make that just a regular YouTube video now.
We can.
At this point. Because I think that's some good content.
Oh, yeah. I'll chop it up to be like more clippy, though. Just because,
That's right. Yeah.
Just because the entire thing, like... It's a bit much. I think it was like an hour and a half long of us just making a single character, and then the Guardian shows up, and you had to make another one.
It's a good time. Whenever that drops, y'all are in for something. That's a good time.
Next up, we got Best Action Adventure. For the Best Action Adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving: Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This is really hard.
This is a hard one.
Because there are multiple correct answers, and I feel like that's the hard part. Because, like, I would give this to Spider-Man 2, right?
For me, I'll give it to Spider-Man 2 as well. Yeah.
But then I see shit that's happening in Alan Wake 2 online. I'm like, man, I want to fucking play that.
Alan Wake 2 is not winning this.
It's not, but it's like, it's good, right?
No, for sure. I'm not saying that to like disparage Alan Wake 2. I'm saying it because if I'm thinking about the Game Awards, I'm thinking about all audiences, right?
Yeah.
And which game travels the furthest audience-wise, and Spider-Man is just too big of a name. Like, at the very least, Alan Wake 2 is not going to win before Spider-Man does.
Oh, yeah, not for sure. Resident Evil 4.
That's also a shoo-in because that was a huge deal this year.
Yeah.
Resident Evil in general for the last maybe 3 to 4 years now has been some of the best gaming you can do, especially if given reviews and everything. The Capcom is hitting it out the park every time with Resident Evil.
I agree.
Even the remakes down to the brand new ones, like they're killing it with Resident Evil.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor, though, like, I feel like it should win this.
I don't think it's going to.
I know, but like, I want it to win because, like, I'm thinking back to my time playing that game, and like, it's the definition here. Like, it's the same thing. Like, we got the best action adventure game combining combat, great combat with multiple different styles of lightsaber uses. You get to choose which ones you want, and you can switch between on the fly and the Force on top of that, and the combat tree of shit that you can unlock. Traversal is fucking amazing. It's multiple open worlds that you just fly to over and over again. And then the puzzle solving is like 90% of the game. Like, It's a bunch of like solving puzzles of how do I get to the next spot from where I'm at right now, constantly, over and over and over again. You're on tracks, but then once you figure shit out and you get all your abilities, it's just like super great traversal, amazing time. And that's not to take away from Spider-Man, but like I'm thinking back to it, I'm like, I had a much better time in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Like, I fucking
In what way?
Like, I put hours into that game, and not because I wanted to like platinum it or because I wanted to fucking, I don't know, what else is there besides platinuming it? Do another playthrough or something. I just was in the world so long, just existing as Cal and like changing my look up and changing my lightsaber and doing all this shit, and it was just like, and the story is beautiful and it's so well written and it leads somewhere for another game, hopefully in the future. So I don't know. For me, I want that to win more than anything else because it's one of those games that I forgot about that I played this year. Like,
True.
I know that I played it, forgot it was this year because it's been a time. But
this one's hard.
I don't want Tears of the Kingdom to win. I really don't.
I think
It's gonna though.
I think it's a very good chance it will. That's my answer for what will probably win.
Yeah.
My pick for this is Spider-Man.
Okay.
Especially if you want to talk traversal, like.
Yeah, the traversal is great.
But then people can make the argument with Zelda because Zelda has so much. It owned the internet for a second with all the different goofy, wacky ways to
I feel
traverse
like all
that
these
world.
games kind of did too. The only ones that haven't are probably Alan Wake and Resident Evil 4. Like, those are the only two that I haven't seen like a shit ton of clips from. When fucking Star Wars Jedi Survivor came out, everyone posting their fucking Creed videos with America version of Cal Kestis and his gun that's America colors and shit, brother.
Yeah.
Like, that was a meme. And him jumping over places, and then all the fucking Night Sister shit that was connecting with the stuff on Ahsoka. Like, it's so good.
And it's hard though because Spider-Man, while we all love that game, if I can be critical on one thing, it's the fact that we could also all have recency bias because everyone's fresh off of that.
For sure. I have recency bias for that. That's the only reason why I'm saying Survivor. I'm taking away the bias entirely. I'm just like, I'm not even going to factor that in. Survivor. It ain't going to win, but I want it to.
It's going to be close. I think the race is going to be close. The closest between... Man, this is hard. Because I'm about to say...
This is probably the hardest one.
Spider-Man, Resident Evil, Zelda. But that's not even... It's three of them, like...
Yeah, I think Zelda definitely takes it though, because I don't think Zelda's going to get
People
Game
were
of the Year.
making dick robots in
Yeah,
Zelda.
true.
Like, it was.
Zelda has to be in Game of the Year, right?
Yeah, of course it is.
So if Zelda's in the Game of the Year category, I think Baldur's Gate is winning Game of the Year, and that's why Zelda's winning this one.
I don't think Zelda makes it out of the Game Awards winning nothing.
Yeah, this is the one thing I think they get. I think they get this, maybe music. I don't fucking know.
I got to see what the other nominees are, but oh wait, we talked about that in the Discord.
Did we?
The music. Remember that was for Game of the Year when they said the final orchestra thing. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be insane.
That's gonna be beautiful.
I feel like this is the only year where I actually give a shit about the orchestra, because in previous years there's always been like one bullshit game.
And I'm just like, I don't know this song.
It's like some Splatoon ass bullshit. There's a guy like blowing bubbles in the bag with a bubble wand and like with a microphone. Like,
it's like, all right, we got it.
Yeah. What do we got up next? We got Best Action Game.
For the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Remnant 2.
I think Armored Core takes this, but I would very much like to see Hi-Fi Rush.
Yes. Same exact answer.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush it's not talked about enough. And it's one of those things where it's like, it makes sense.
That's Xbox's Game of the Year.
Honestly, you're not wrong. Like, it's a phenomenal, like, less than 10-hour game that you can just kind of zoom through with great voice acting, great design, beautiful colors, and it's just a fun fucking time. And it's on Game Pass for free, dude. Yeah. And it dropped day one, no advertisement, no nothing. Here it is.
To great success, too, because people were like, People saw the trailer and was like, that's dope. And then people saw like, get it right now. Everybody
Dude,
went and got it.
my mind was blown. And then also the voice actor of the main character, Robbie Daymond, is also the best Critical Role guest character of all time.
So you got that going for it.
Yeah. I think Armored Core. I really want to play that game still. I just haven't had like the opportunity.
Me too.
It's one of those things where like I know it's there, but I'm not gonna go out of my way.
You know what? It's one of those games where it's like I want to play this, but I'm also willing to wait till the inevitable drop to like $30.
Oh yeah,
like oh sure. now I'll play it.
It's one of those things where I've seen like maybe like 1 or 2 TikToks or reels about it, and they've looked cool. Like I figured it was right when the week that it came out, people were showing off how you can like customize your mech, and people were importing photos and shit and literally making Gundams. Like,
see, and that's dope as shit.
Like putting the logos and shit exactly where they're supposed to be, and I'm like, that's fucking sick. Like that's a fun thing that you can do.
Right.
And I like the idea of it. I'm gonna do it for hours. Fuck. But I'll wait till it's $30.
Yeah. Because
it might even be $30 right now. We don't know.
Black Friday is upon us.
True. I don't know if we can. I don't have an opinion on the next one for best of VR/AR.
I don't.
Just because I really have not touched my VR Oculus in a while because they did the whole conversion over to you have to have a Facebook account thing. So like I don't want to touch it. I don't know why.
I'm just not into it.
Can't watch on it anymore.
What? Why?
You can't. There's no internet browser.
What's the point of VR?
Yeah, exactly. But in this category, we got Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Synapse.
I'm just gonna Resident Evil just because it was
between Resident Evil and Horizon, because I think Horizon got pretty good reviews when it came out. I just didn't see much about it, but between those two, because those are actually like games that I feel like are worth a damn and like a big deal.
I was gonna say Gran Turismo 7. I saw videos of people playing that in VR.
Is it good or
They were enjoying it. I mean, not for me, but they were enjoying it. I can only go off what I'm seeing.
Next up is a great category.
Best mobile game.
Where's Pokemon Go? For Pokemon Go to the polls and vote for it.
Pokemon Go to the polls. For the best game playable on a mobile device, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Honkai Star Rail, Monster Hunter Now. I never even heard of that. And Terra Nil. I feel like Honkai Star Rail takes it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Honkai just because the community that love those games is insane.
Yeah, I think that's like the obvious choice. Second, I guess, will be Final Fantasy VII, just because it's the cachet of the name Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, I feel like you should be reading this one because it's sacrilegious for I do it. So I'll let you take it away because this is actually your this is your bread and butter.
Best debut indie game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio, Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Venba, and Viewfinder.
I'm in between
debut indie.
Yeah,
okay,
they just came out. Like, just their company.
All right.
Like,
a part of me was just like, this is not a good list. But debut, so it just came out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Cocoon. That got really, really good reviews to the point where I really want to try this game.
Okay.
It didn't get a ton of coverage, obviously, because it's debut. But I could see, because I was gonna say Pizza Tower.
I'm gonna say Viewfinder, 100%.
But I was gonna say Viewfinder.
I played that beta. That was fucking sick, dude. It was super cool.
I want Viewfinder to take it. Personal only because I think the game looks cool. I'll say Cocoon.
I want to look at Dredge because that looks like cool from the little snippet of a screenshot they got. That looks interesting from whatever it is. It's like a cool art style. So I want to look into that maybe. But yeah.
I saw Venba before. That kind of looked, no offense to them, boring to me. Pizza Tower was fun from what I played of it. It also got a good burn in the media spin because there was a lot of people were playing that game like on YouTube and shit, speed running it. They got a lot of like community under Pizza Tower.
All right.
As far as gameplay wise, though, like it's fun, but it's
tedious.
No,
I thought it was run based, right? Or am I wrong?
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's like old school Wario games, but like there's a speed mechanic to it. Like you're trying to escape, like run out. Like it lends itself immediately to speed running.
Okay.
Based on community, I don't know. I can see Pizza Tower having a shot.
Oh yeah.
But I think I'm still gonna go with Viewfinder.
Yeah.
And then my personal one being Cocoon.
Hell yeah. Well, you get to talk about Cocoon again in a second because we are at the best independent game. This is the one you should have read. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in game made outside the traditional publisher system. We got Cocoon to start off with, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder.
Ooh, this one is...
I think this is
a close race.
A 50-50 for both what I want and what I think will win. It's the same exact answer. It's Dave the Diver or Sea of Stars. I think they're both in like contention for like best indie of the year, but also like
it's
hard.
Like, that's hard because like
it's a coin flip for this one for sure.
But it could also be like a left field, like some left field shit. They could be like coin. Viewfinder.
Yeah.
Like, and even if they said that, I'd still be like, yeah. Like,
I don't think I'm mad with any of these winning. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
I think that's nice with the indies is that every single game that's in there, even Dredge that I have no idea what it is, it looks cool enough to be in there. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not mad at it, but I definitely think Dave the Diver was a random sleeper hit, especially for me out of everybody this year. This was like the game of the year that I heralded to our community that I think nobody has played yet still.
I have it.
Hey, listen, you took a step that not many people did.
I purchased it. I do have the game.
It's phenomenal. I fucking love it.
And the thing is, like, I know it's great because I watched you play it.
Dude,
number one. And I've seen other people play it on YouTube. So I know this game is good. It's one of those games where, like, I know as soon as I start it, it's going to be like, well, I can't play anything else now.
100%.
And this has just been... This whole year, I've been just, like, crowning this year. So much shit came out this year. And
good
everything was great.
Yeah.
There was so many, like, at least... Like, on the low scale, there was, like, 8s this year.
Dude, this next one is hard. Oh, my God, I can't.
So, to answer that... I'm gonna say Dave the Diver takes it because I feel like on a grand scale, audience wise, more people were gonna jump to Dave the Diver before my personal one would be Sea of Stars.
Yeah. I kind of want to play Sea of Stars myself, but I'm also like I know it's not my kind of game, so I don't want to play it and then shit on it, and then all of you guys be like, "Yo, what the fuck are you talking about?"
Nah, because if it's not your type of game, it's not your type of game. Like, I'm not playing... I know Baldur's Gate is ridiculously fantastic, but I'm not playing Baldur's Gate.
True. Speaking of that, next up.
Oh, shit.
This one's really hard for me.
Best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches.
Save the second one till last.
All right.
Because like
Baldur's Gate 3, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, No Man's Sky, and Cyberpunk 2077. This is a
you can't do this
ass category right here.
Literally, it's a tie between Cyberpunk and Baldur's Gate because Baldur's Gate, the devs are fucking amazing. The community behind it is amazing. The communication, the transparency, their patch notes have like jokes and shit in it. They're fucking amazing. Larian Studios, I love you. Cyberpunk
with the way they
recreated a game, dude. They remade that game from the ground up to be something better than it was, and I already loved the original.
Yeah.
And now I love it even more.
Yeah.
I fucking cried like a bitch at the Phantom Liberty ending. I also cried like a bitch at the Baldur's Gate ending too. Damn, man. I'm in between the two. I think it's between those two. No Man's Sky has been stealing this category casually for years by remaking their game from the ground up, and it's time for a new crown to be crowned on Cyberpunk or Larian to take it away. This is the one opportunity Cyberpunk gets to be commended, so I kind of want them to win it more, but also Baldur's Gate.
All right, so hold on.
It's hard. It's hard, man.
So, taking those two out, right? Destiny's 2, obviously, no. Who's
Destiny.
still doing
Bungie hates their fans.
Final Fantasy 14, while it has a ginormous community, I don't think is in the current mind share like Baldur's Gate or Cyberpunk. And like you already explained No Man's Sky. The description again. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates. Just the description, while I said Baldur's Gate was going to run with everything, that entire description is Cyberpunk 2070.
It is, but it's also Baldur's Gate, sadly. That's the shady.
The responsiveness. Now, obviously,
they talk
Larian
so much.
is responsive. I get it.
It's crazy.
But
I think, here's the thing. They both meet the criteria, but Cyberpunk is on like the higher pedestal, if that makes sense. Like they both did the exact same thing, but for some reason, Cyberpunk did it better because they came from
Cyberpunk
worse.
had a lot more to prove.
Yeah.
And Cyberpunk turned that game around in a way we haven't seen since No Man's Sky.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But the way they did it with so much added, like Cyberpunk is essentially the new No Man's Sky. Obviously not the same type of game, but you know what I mean.
For sure. Oh, man. Yeah, it's between those two.
I'd say
Cyberpunk's winning.
Cyberpunk's going to win, but I'm not mad if Baldur's Gate takes it.
100%. What we got up next? Best ongoing.
Best ongoing. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time.
Shit.
Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Genshin Impact. Please, Chris, your insight. I got a lot to say about this one.
So here's my thing. I feel like this category is more about live service because it's best ongoing. Cyberpunk is done.
True.
After Phantom Liberty dropped. It's just one DLC that came out years later after the game dropped that also fixed the game. That's all that was. It's not like it's an ongoing thing that they're releasing stories for and whatnot.
True.
Apex is a live service game that's constantly updating, constantly having new seasons, battle passes, legends, blah, blah, blah. So they're doing the thing, right? I don't think they did it the best. Final Fantasy 14, I don't know shit about this game.
That community, man.
So I just don't know shit. Fortnite, Epic's doing Epic, you know, there's an Invincible skin coming to the store soon, you know, like what do you want? They're doing their thing. Even the Fortnite OG season was such a big deal, even though I didn't love it because it took away all the mobility in the game and it made it very, very slow again. It really brought back a huge audience to the game that loved what the game was back in the day, and they got to experience some of the new shit that was kind of like seeded in there.
Right.
So they might stick around, so that's pretty smart in my opinion. Genshin Impact, it's just a gacha game. Like you're just buying the
I don't really hear
balls
much
from a
about
machine.
Genshin anymore. I was hearing about it.
Yeah, it's fine. Like it's, I don't know. It's pay to win literally, like, because you pay to get better characters and shit and whatnot.
Right.
But I feel like I don't think Cyberpunk should win this, but I don't.
How does Fortnite not always just win this?
Yeah, I feel like Fortnite just can, even with their bullshit that they tried to do, which they're still doing with V-Bucks, where they said because of inflation we're raising the prices. There's no such thing as inflation on digital currency that you made up as a company. That's not how that works. The dollar doesn't change from USD to V-Bucks. That like we're not going to fucking Fortnite Island and exchanging our funds so we can go get a fucking Krabby Patty from the McDonald's. You know? What can I get for these V-Bucks? My Monopoly money. No, like it's fake. It's like Monopoly being like, we're charging more for more money to be included in your Monopoly box.
We're charging more for the colorful money.
Yeah. You just get white money for the entire thing, or you could have red, yellow, blue, and green money.
True that.
What do you want? It's bad. I think Fortnite wins.
I think Fortnite wins.
That or Apex, just because they're like reliable live service games that while will constantly break themselves and piss off their fan base, will just keep fixing it.
Yeah. And
making them happy again. It's an endless cycle of
You're right.
battle pass.
True.
So there's that. What's up next? This is one right here is one that I feel like we never know any of the games.
I'm reading. All right. Games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. A Space for the Unbound. Chance of Sinar. Goodbye Volcano High. I have heard of that one. Chia, Terra Nil, and Venba.
How many of these games have you played, Ant?
0.
Same.
I've heard of Venba. I've heard of Goodbye Volcano High.
And Chia.
I mean,
I don't think we can give an answer.
I don't have an answer. I guess Chia because I know the most about it based on trailers that we've seen.
I just don't know if it's impactful. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So I'm going to revoke my decision for this one. I'm not even going to guess because it's not worth it.
You tell us.
Yeah, you tell us in the comment which game impacted you the most.
Right.
Next up, innovation in accessibility, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience.
Mm-hmm.
We got Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Street Fighter 6.
I don't want to sound ignorant, but I don't know. Out of this list, I've played Street Fighter, Spider-Man, Hi-Fi Rush.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I played on this list. But at the same time, I haven't delved in. I'm trying to think of what I read about the accessibility for some of these games. I know Street Fighter has a great accessibility.
Mm-hmm. And then if you're talking about technology, the usage of the haptic controller in Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man,
like that was the full experience of what that controller can do for the first time since we've gotten that console. So that was nice to finally experience. Maybe Hi-Fi Rush in the sense that while it's a rhythm-based game, anyone can play it, and it doesn't require to stay on beat. Like
True.
You'll get bonuses and stuff if you do stay on beat. But that doesn't stop you from enjoying the game and having a good time and making your way through it, which I think is pretty fucking sick.
That's nice, yeah.
Because, old Guitar Hero games, if you think about those, you mess up more than 20 notes, they're just stopping the song completely,
Yeah.
And they're like, just fucking start from the beginning, go fuck yourself. Compared to this, where it's like, you can't stay on beat, it's all good, you beat that guy's ass,
It's okay, you weren't born with rhythm, and that's fine. Have fun with this game.
Exactly. So, as far as that goes, I mean, I guess maybe Spider-Man, maybe the driving ones. I feel like the driving ones always have a ton of accessibility options that we don't even know about because they don't affect us as much. But this is kind of like an up in the air thing. I feel like Forza, maybe Hi-Fi, maybe Spider-Man. Those are like my three.
None of those are wrong answers. That's the thing. None of these are incorrect answers. But
this next one's gonna be hard.
All right, let's do it. Let me get
Take it away, Ant.
Best performance. Awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. We have Ben Starr for Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy 16. Cameron Monaghan for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Idris Elba for Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Melanie LeBird for Alan Wake 2. Neil Newbon for Baldur's Gate 3. I'm getting nobody's name correct.
You can get this one right, though.
Yuri Lowenthal for Marvel Spider-Man 2.
It's between the bottom two for me.
Yeah.
I feel like Neil Newbon, his performance as Astarion, it's very, very good. Like, he's just a sassy little gay vampire that just wants to fucking kick some ass and take some names. And he's
let him have it.
It's so good. And, like, there's a part, like, each character has their own, like, denouement, like, end of their story of, like, before they're just like, I'm just with you now, and that's it.
Yeah.
And his is fucking crazy and super emotional, and, like, the performance he put into it on both ends. Like, if you choose to do something and, like, go in this direction, holy shit, is that cool as fuck way, like, how it goes. If you choose the other way, where you choose not to do the thing, it is painful to sit through and watch.
I like that, though.
And it hurts, man. And it's so good, and it pulls you into the performance so well. But then at the same time, Yuri Lowenthal for Marvel Spider-Man 2, not even with recency bias, this dude is Peter Parker.
Yeah, he's a fantastic Peter Parker.
The symbiote shit that he had to do, where he was going more emo and angry and all that shit and being affected, was really well done. Not ham-fisted at all, I think. Also, just him and Miles' interactions are fucking amazing. I love every time that they talk to each other.
Yeah.
That Mary Jane scene, too. You know the one I'm talking about, on the street where the neighbors were watching all that unfold. Yeah. Oh, man. Dude.
So, okay. With that being said, right?
Mm-hmm.
How... Because I didn't play these, so... How was Idris in Cyberpunk? And... well, I know how Cameron Monaghan's performance is in Jedi Survivor. I played enough of those games and seen enough of those games to know. So how would you, where would you place them? Like I
mean, if I'm putting both Neil Newbon and Yuri at like 1 and they're fighting over it, I think 2 goes to Cameron.
Because I was going to say Yuri and Cameron initially.
Yeah. I don't like Idris Elba's performance in Cyberpunk.
Oh, wow.
I feel like it's very flat. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know if it's the character animation of him, or maybe it's just how he is as a person, to be honest with you. But, like, it felt very monotone at
I could see
portions.
that, though.
And I was like, is this just the way he is, or are you just getting a paycheck? Like, I couldn't tell that difference, and that's what kind of took me out a little bit, like, maybe once or twice.
Right.
But, like... at least for, like, the performance aspect of it, like, I didn't trust him the entire game for some reason. Like, when I was in the Phantom Liberty spot, like,
I do remember you telling me that.
He felt hella shady, like, the whole time. I'm like, you're lying to me about something, and I don't know what it is, but I know you're lying. And I could just tell. And it turned out that I wasn't all wrong. I'm not all right either. But, like, I was definitely right not to trust him. I'm like, okay, so at least your performance and, like, the way that you gave me the information led me down the right path to feel the way that I should feel.
True. You put me in the mindset you were supposed to put me in.
Yeah, like, you did your job, but also it took me out a couple times. Like, there was just a moment or two, like, when we're just having, like, a conversation after a mission, and I'm like, dude, like, can you sound any at all excited? Like, we just went to, like, a high class party, found the chick that we need to fucking find and get out of this situation. Like, you could have a little bit of excitement in your voice that the mission went well, a little bit, like a little something. But he's just like, no, I'm Idris Elba, we're doing things.
This is me.
Go do this. We gotta get Songbird. Okay, you gonna turn her over? No, you're not gonna turn her over. We're enemies.
All right. He's very like, I'm reading the script.
Yeah, and it felt like that. And then the weirdest part, not even like this is just a side piece, but like the weird thing about the Phantom Liberty DLC is like it gives you all the options of what you want to say as V. I felt like none of them accurately depicted what I wanted to say. I posted a TikTok of one of them. Maybe I'll put it on the screen for the video. But it's literally like Johnny, he's looking at like a sigil or something. Like, you know, some people died, so there's candles up and shit. And Johnny gets like emotional for a second. And one of the voice line like options written out in text is like, oh, did somebody wake up on the wrong side of the bed? Or like the Gwumpy bug? And it says it like that.
Yeah.
And it reads like that. But then you click on it, it's like, man, you're just mad because nobody gave a shit about you to do this for you. And I'm like, that's not what I just picked.
Right.
So like, I was like, it was weird because I'm like, this is great dialogue, but also I didn't want to say that.
It's not what I wanted at all.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? But I don't know, man. I think that Neil Newbon is amazing. He just won an award for Asterion on a different show in the performance. So, listen, man, he's amazing. All the cast of especially Lae'zel is amazing in Baldur's Gate 3. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think Neil Newbon deserves it. Not to say that I don't think he's gonna get another one, but I feel like Yuri's gonna get another one. I don't know what Neil Newbon's got next. You know what I mean?
True.
Not saying that he's nothing, but Like,
but Yuri's getting.
Yeah, I know that Yuri's going to have another role that's going to get him in this exact same spot in a year or two.
Yeah. And
we're gonna have the same conversation. I don't know what's next for Neil Newbon because I just don't know about him. So yeah. Next up.
Wait. So who takes it, and who do you? Well, I guess you think Yuri takes it.
I think that Neil takes it, and but I want both of those two. Like those two at the bottom are the only two that I give a shit about winning. I do not want Idris Elba to win.
Yeah.
And the only reason I think that they would do Idris Elba is if they got him to like show up. That's it. If they got him to show up and go on stage, sure. Let's fudge the votes a little bit and then give him the vote. But I don't think he did well enough to be voted in. And also, there's so many fucking simps for Asterion. Like, everyone loves a little gay vampire, so... There's a whole movie about it back in the day, The Little Gay Vampire. Remember?
It was called The Little Gay Vampire?
No, it was The Little Vampire. It was just a blonde kid. But
I was about to say, whoa, wait, what?
That was his prequel before Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm LGV.
He was the little vampire, and then he's a little gay vampire. Everybody loves him.
LGBTQ.
Next up, we got Best Audio Design. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design, Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4.
In-game audio and design.
I'm going to give this to Alan Wake 2.
I feel like I was thinking that too. Like, I haven't played it, but I've seen enough of it, and I know what kind of game that is.
Yeah. Horror games
where
always
they lean on audio.
It's amazing.
Because I was going to say that or like RE4.
Yeah.
But if we're just going to go best in-game audio and sound design, because you could easily say Hi-Fi Rush because it's based on
that's like a music game, but yeah.
Spider-Man had great audio, but I wouldn't put that above.
It wasn't like a key feature.
It wasn't something I'm like, man, this sound.
I really feel like I'm in New York.
I really feel like I sound like Spider-Man. I really sound like I have the exaggerated swagger of a black team. Do you hear all this swag I have?
Just for that, Spider-Man's not winning. You just ruined their chances. This video ain't even out yet.
Listen to this swag.
Listen to how much
so
swag.
Exaggerated.
They put so much swag into that audio design.
Right. So much black swag. So much exaggerated black swag just hitting my ears.
Oh, man. IGN's never going to live that down.
Nope. Which is why they need to keep leaning into it.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Alan Wake 2. Either that or maybe Dead Space 2 as well. Because, like, horror games is... like,
it's all atmosphere.
That's all they do. Like, the game that I played on stream the other day, Stories Untold... That's all that game is. It's just audio design, but it's done so fucking well that you're creeped out the whole time. The ambiance is killing you, and that's the whole purpose of it. And that's what these games do. Alan Wake 2 for sure did that. It's going to win.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Best score and music, though, next. Now, this is going to be interesting.
For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack.
I can't wait to hear you read these names. I'm so excited that you
Why
keep
do I
getting...
always get the names?
You always get the names, and it's always really fun for me because I don't have to struggle through them.
Alan Wake 2 composer Petri Alanko.
Not bad.
Baldur's Gate 3 composer... Borislav Slavov. Can you not have all those V's in your name?
I'd like to buy a V.
Final Fantasy 16 composer Masayoshi Soken. I got that one.
Oh, that's not bad.
Hi-Fi Rush audio director Shuichi Kobori.
Mm-hmm.
The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom composed by Nintendo Sound Team.
Your boys hooked you up in the end there.
They did. Nintendo knows I was reading it.
Baldur's Gate 3.
You would have to let me know about Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3.
It's a sound. They're out there. Score that great.
Down by the river. Such a good song, man. The main menu sound. and then the song that you're in your like camp with. Oh, dude, it's so good. It's such good music, and then the battle music's phenomenal. The fucking everything. It's so good. It's the best.
I have to take your word.
Yeah.
I'm going. I'm gonna go. I think Zelda takes it, and that's who I want to take it based on what I've played. Only like Zelda's a lot of things. You could be like, the open world is boring. Oh, I'm not into it. It's not. But
Nintendo,
they never, ever skimp on soundtrack.
That's very valid. No matter what game it is from Nintendo, they'll fucking get rid of voice actors and everything.
Yeah.
But the music is
always A1.
Yeah.
And in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, like, it could be like, I'm just traversing this open field or whatever. But like the beats in that game, like the boss fights, like I forgot what boss I was fighting in that game, but you're in the sky fighting it. And it's one of those bosses where this isn't even my final form. It changes forms a couple of times.
Yeah.
And as the fight gets harder and the forms change and your way of fighting has to change, what keeps you engaged is just the sound. The orchestra just keeps ramping it up. So like, right. I'm playing this game, I'm like playing handheld, and I'm just sweating like, oh my god, this sound like I'm in the sky right now. I feel like I'm fighting this thing.
God damn.
And when you win, then like the swell of like the victory music comes in, and it's just like, I am Link. Cast me as Link.
I still want Pete Davidson as Link live action.
That would be so funny.
They got to do an SNL bit of that.
They
for
do.
Sure.
So I'm going with that.
All right. What we got next? Best art direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in an artistic design and animation. Alan Wake 2. Honestly, already leaning off strong. Hi-Fi Rush right after that. Lies of P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. For art direction.
Let me read that again. Outstanding creative and technical achievement in artistic design and animation.
I'm going with what I want to win is Hi-Fi Rush. I know that they're not winning.
I was going to say Hi-Fi Rush and Mario because of how they changed him to make him look more alive and everything.
You know what? I kind of want Mario to win because those animations really did sell me.
Yeah.
Like, the making him more of an actual, like, person.
Yeah, he has a personality.
Yeah. Like, he's not just a sprite now. He's like an actual character.
He's
nice.
it's a cartoon. Like you're playing this cartoon. Yeah.
So I like that a lot. I think that's easy win for Mario if that's the case.
Even though I do love the art direction of Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
Only reason I'm not saying.
Also, Lies of P too.
Yeah.
Like that looks fucking. I played the beta. That was cool as fuck, dude. It was cool.
But honestly. And Alan Wake, because every time I see that game,
something
I'm like,
different.
What the fuck is happening?
Did you see the one where it's like a musical number yet?
No.
There's a full fucking musical number out of nowhere. There's just characters singing in front of you, and you're just standing there like in your idol pose waiting as they're doing a musical.
No bullshit, yo. I feel like one of these days we might have to that might have to be what we start playing through.
Oh, Alan Wake 2? I would fuck with Alan Wake 2. Yeah. We can play the Fortnite Alan Wake 1 recap to get ready for Alan Wake 2 in Unreal Engine 5.
All right, we might have just came up with some content.
but yeah, I think that this could go to anyone, but I think Mario.
I think Mario as well.
Yeah. We're getting to close to the end. We got 3 left. Starting with Best Narrative.
Best Narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game.
Damn.
You can tell we're getting to the end because it's just getting hard. That's what she said. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. All right, off the bat.
I'm taking Spider-Man out. We're not
really?
I'm recency bias. I'm taking it out. It was a great story, but a lot of these other ones are fucking amazing.
I'm taking because I was about to take one out too. I was about to say Final Fantasy is out.
Yeah, I think take that out too. The main reason I think take Spider-Man out is not that it lessens it by any means of how good of a storytelling it is, but they're working off source material.
Yeah.
Not necessarily taking it one to one, but they have source material to look for like what they want to do and like guide them down their path, because it is different from the comics, but they do have those blueprints, you know?
Right.
Baldur's Gate 3 has so many things that you can do in there. The storytelling is gorgeous. There's so many options that you can choose to do that lead down 90 other paths that you didn't even realize that they were going down.
Right.
Like, there's this one fight that you do in Act 2, and you get this character by the name of Jaheira. She's a character from previous Baldur's Gate games. So everyone's like, oh shit, legacy character. Like, everyone loves her. You have the option of having her join your party for the next fight, fighting with her friends, or getting to safety. For the first playthrough I did, I had her join my fight, and she died instantaneously. Because the AI isn't the smartest back when I played it. They've updated it since because they have good community. Anyway, but I get to a point in Act 3, and spoilers if you haven't gotten this far in Baldur's Gate, but a fake Jaheira shows up with like a face tattoo, Mike Tyson style, and she's bossing around the character that Matt Mercer voices, Minsk, who's also a legacy character, and the only way that you can get him in your party is if you have Jaheira at your camp. And she died in Act 2 for me.
That's some technical-ass storytelling.
40 hours ago. I would have to go back 40 hours of gameplay to get her back.
That's insane to me, because one thing I always think about with Baldur's Gate 3 is like, how long were y'all working on this? Because there's
Years.
so much to the ins and outs that you keep telling me about that I keep seeing online. Like, there's so many ways to play through this game that, like, how do you even, and this is why we're commentators and not programmers, how do you program that?
It's insane. It reminds me of the one game, the Detroit Become Human game, with all like the options that you have.
Yeah. But even
Like,
that's, by comparison, that's more linear than Baldur's Gate.
100%. That's the crazy part. It's insane. And then like the best part to me is that not only are you able to play through by yourself in that game, you can also replay it. I feel like I'm just giving it like the hype for the Game of the Year section that's coming up in 2 categories. But like, you can play as yourself. You can play as any of the characters that are NPCs in the games and play their stories yourself. Or you can play the Dark Urge, which is a completely tertiary character that does not show up at all in the game unless you pick it to play as your thing. That's pretty much, you have a voice in the back of your head that's just like murder. Just fucking murder as many people as you can and kill everybody, be evil. You are sin incarnate, which is a quote from the game that you can choose. So like, there's that. But then you can also play that as the Dark Urge that's like, no, that's not me anymore. And that's what I did for my first playthrough, and I was like redeemed. It was, there's so many options.
Yeah, there's so many ins and outs.
And then you can fuck everybody.
Well,
it's a dating sim more than it is a fucking D&D game, and that's more exciting. You're just like, please, Astarion, you can drink from me tonight. And then give him the happy feature for the rest of the day. +1, baby. You get the -1, but it's all good. He needs it for that sneak attack, if you know what I'm saying. You don't.
I don't, but I'm still with you, though. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't, but I do at the same time.
Listen, man, it's such a good game.
You just sold me on the fact that it's Baldur's Gate.
I think it's Baldur's Gate, man. Even with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's in one of my top 5 games of all time now because of Phantom Liberty. So
true, because you did tell me about that narrative too.
Dude, I fucking cried like a bitch at both of these games' endings. Both of them. Good games this year, man. Good fucking games. Next up, best game direction.
All right.
I feel like I'm going to say the same thing, but we're good. We'll see what happens.
Best game direction. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. And design. I don't know why I thought there was more after that. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Wonder, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. This is for game direction.
I feel so bad for Tears of the Kingdom because I don't think they deserve any of the top 3 awards.
Awarded for outstanding creative vision. an innovation. Well, no, Zelda's not winning this because while it did innovate on the last one,
they just said up. That's all they said.
Well, no, playing it, I know. There's more shit in there.
You can make a dick, I get it, but still, they just said, "What if up?"
No, that is a lot of it, but
that is 90% of it. They're like, this is Tears of the Kingdom in a nutshell. When they went to like pitch this to the directors, what if up, but also down?
$1 million check.
Yeah, literally. That's it. And then don't tell anybody about down at the same time until they get to it.
That, I will say, that blew my mind when it came out. I was like, wait a minute.
That was the one thing that I gave them kudos for, because like there was no mention of the underground shit in any of the trailers that came out before the game came. And like when, I think it was the Grumps started going down there, and then you started going around there around the same time. And I was like, Jesus Christ, they have an entire third fucking map practically.
And it's like legit, like it's a full blown, like it's as big as the overworld.
Yeah.
And I'm down there, and it's just like, so I could just be playing down here forever if I wanted.
Yeah, 100%.
It's wild.
It's good.
All right. Creative vision and innovation. Like I could say that about any of these because they're all in this category.
Yeah.
Obviously Mario Wonder innovated, but honestly, if I'm going to be 100% honest, at its core, it's still
just Mario.
Yeah.
Same thing with Spider-Man, kind of too.
It's still the last two Spider-Man games,
yeah, like
with added little additions to it.
And even the little additions aren't much, to be honest. Like
it's still essentially what we've grown to love from those games.
Yeah, it's just adding on what works, and that's not a bad thing.
No, not at all.
But it's not innovative.
Not as innovative. What they added is not as groundbreakingly innovative as
for sure
what we've come to expect from other things. Zelda. So I'll take off Zelda because while that added a lot, you could put it in the same bucket as Spider-Man and Mario. So we're back at Alan Wake 2 and Baldur's Gate at this point.
I think this is a coin flip because I don't know much about Alan Wake.
I'm gonna give it to Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Baldur's Gate just based off of the fact like people are loving Alan Wake 2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the tail on Alan Wake 2 is not going to be as long as the tail on Baldur's Gate 3 if we're basing it strictly off innovation. Because Baldur's Gate is still people on here like, oh shit, this happens.
Dude, the mods are crazy too. They just added a new one where you can have different weapons and shit, and guns were added. Like, well, not guns, but like, you know, like flintlocks and shit like that. But like, dude, it's so good, man. It's such a good game.
While Alan Wake is clearly has a ridiculously good creative vision.
I hope that we're wrong and Alan Wake wins. I want Baldur's Gate to win, but I want Alan Wake to take this just so they have something.
Alan Wake is, like I said about Zelda, I don't think Alan Wake leaves with nothing.
Yeah.
But
I think this is what they leave
as
with.
we get to the final finale of this, Baldur's Gate is going to start getting some award. That's when it's going to, I think by the time we get to the end, it's going to be very clear where this is heading. You know what 100%, I mean?
100%, man. That leaves us with the final category, Game of the Year. And you might have some ringing in your ears because it's very familiar, except for one game that does make its way in out of nowhere, kind of. Alan Wake 2 again. Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Mario Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom.
Mario, no. Resident Evil, no.
I'm surprised Resident Evil made it in.
I'm
not that it's bad by any means, like I'm not, but it's just like it's weird that it wasn't in for best narrative.
No, that's not weird to me either because we've been here before.
Yeah, but it's still like it. In my mind, it's like just because it's a remake doesn't mean the narrative's changed.
You're right, but I think with Resident Evil 4, it could be Resident Evil in general.
Mm-hmm.
While the story is different every time, it's like, yes, this is a different story, but you know, business as usual. Let's get down to walking through these hallways and shooting things.
True.
And being jump scared a couple of times.
That's valid. I'll get that.
Mario would be, if that took it, it would be complete recency bias, and I don't think this is, if this was like a brand new 3D Mario, if this was Mario Odyssey 2 or some shit, I'd have a little bit more to say.
Mm-hmm.
But while this, like I said in the last one, it was innovated on so much, they changed animation style, great. It's still starting from the left, get all the way to the right, get to the flagpole, do that a bunch of times, get to the Bowser Castle, beat Bowser, go to the next world. It's Mario formula, tried and true, and clearly reviewed off the charts.
Yeah.
It always works. They just made it look prettier now and gave him like power up, like you get like what would they be called? Like badges for each in each stage. You could have like a new kind of power up to add to your arsenal. But
like Mega Man,
kinda, yeah.
Okay.
It's like perk. It's a perk.
Right.
He has perks now, like Call of Duty perks.
Dude, those are bad now. They're like not even real anymore. You don't pick your perks anymore. You pick what gloves, boots, and tactical armor you want.
Oh, and I said you saw the review for the multiplayer?
Yeah.
It's still not that great.
It's not great by any means. I've played it for a total of probably 12 hours over the past 2 days because I have a problem. And I drank way too much coffee one night.
That'll do it.
But, I mean, it's fine. It's fun. Next season of the Call of Duty League is going to be
and that's what I read. But based on what you said, and I also read that they said, while not bad, it just seems like they took what they had and made it.
I think the most that they changed is they brought back the slide cancel, John.
Mm.
And then the when you aim down sight and you're sliding, there's a in-between version now of like aiming down sight. So you like kind of like cock your gun to the side, and that gives you a little bit more hip fire accuracy for your shots, but it's still, inaccurate as fuck from hip fire. But then as like you're going from straight to curved, then you go to ADS. So it's like straight curve ADS, which
okay, I know what you mean.
It's not terrible, and I've definitely gotten a decent amount of kills with it. I was telling I think it was Uniguff. I was like saying if they give us the ability to use the first pistol that they gave in the new game, like the first new version, and this specific trigger option, which means you just click as fast as you want, and it's like a machine gun practically. I'm running pistol the entire season for the Call of Duty League, and I will be known as John Wick, and I'm not even joking.
Oh, I know.
Like I will 1v1 snipers with a pistol.
And come out on top.
I will, and I'm not even joking, because I will fucking practice that shit for hours if I can do that.
I ain't mad at you.
But I feel like the answer to this is
but Call of Duty's not here.
The answer to this game of the year, man, it's simple. It's Baldur's Gate fucking 3. It came out of nowhere, and it blew everyone's expectations out the fucking water. It has been insane for the community that it's got behind it.
Yeah.
All the voice actors, what they're doing on the side now, and like making almost like secondary careers out of this one job that they had.
Yeah.
Is astonishing, and it's fucking amazing. And the beauty of it all is that it's not the end, too. Like, it's not the final game. They literally,
how could it be now?
Well, they end on a cliffhanger, and it's not even like the same cliffhanger, too. Like, there's no true ending. I remember when I got to my ending, like, you beat the final boss. I'm not gonna say what it is or what it does, but then your story stops right there, and then it's just like a tree of options opens up to you. So you got like this happened over here, you have your romance story plot line over here, but then there's multiple different ways your romance can go. Like you could tell them, like one that I didn't do yet is with the best love interest, Lae'zel. And she always wants to be like a leader of the Githyanki, and with them they ride red dragons. That's their thing, and have silver swords. Like that's their shit. And she's always wanted to like ride a red dragon and have a silver sword and like lead an army. So you get to the point at the end of the relationship set where you're like, you can go do that now.
See, that's dope.
Or you could stay with me. But that's up to like, then you have to make that decision. Like, do you want to let the person that you spent this entire game loving on,
your ride or die, man,
your ride or die, get her dream, or do you want to live out the rest of your life with her? And it's like, what do you want to be selfish or not? But is it selfish? It's so beautiful, dude. It's so well done. There's too many options. It's 8 different games in one, man. It's
well, okay. I think that's the shoe in.
Yeah, it's so many things.
If it's gonna be between anything, it's gonna be between that and Zelda.
Yeah.
And I honestly think, while Zelda always has huge impact, Baldur's Gate had different impact.
Yeah.
Zelda gave us more of what we love, more of what the consensus loves, just more of it.
Mm-hmm.
Baldur's Gate 3 came in with just new and different energy.
Yeah.
While also matching the impact at the same time.
It's one of those weird things where it's like, I've never played a game that's like this top-down turn-based before. I don't think I want to play any others. Because not that I'm saying that Baldur's Gate is perfection, because obviously there's a ton of things that they could fix to make it a little bit better. They could teach you a little bit better how to play the game, but like, it's the best version of that I'll ever play, I think. Like, if I tried to do any other tactics game, I'm not playing Mario and Rabbids 2. I'm not doing that shit. I would kick ass now because I know how to play tactics games, but still, I ain't doing it. I can't.
Alan Wake 2, while great, I think would be recency bias.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, while
Recency.
great, I think... I don't want to call Spider-Man shallow. I just think it doesn't bring as much to the table.
I think it is what it is.
Yeah. But I think it doesn't need to be more than that.
Exactly.
Because personally, I think Spider-Man 2 is my personal game of the year.
Yeah.
Like, just for me and what I played.
That's a good question to end the podcast on. What is your personal game of the year besides these listed? Yeah.
Besides these listed?
Yeah. I think mine would either be Spider-Man or Jedi Survivor. Because even with how much hours I put into Baldur's Gate 3 and I can accept that it is the game of the year, personally, Jedi Survivor was so well done. There's like a specific scene that happens about midway through the game with Cal's love interest character from the first game.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the coolest thing I've ever done in video games. It was the most fun I've ever had doing something where I was just smiling like a giddy fucking child, just astonished at what I was watching happen in front of me.
Right.
And nothing has beaten that yet for me this year. So I'm giving it to Jedi Survivor for personal game of the year.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
Or David the Diver. I don't know. There's too many games.
So much shit came out.
God, man. Now I feel bad. Wingspan's the game of the year.
Oh shit.
That's been out for a while though. It's fine. It's my game of the year. I can't win it still.
It would probably be Sea of Stars or... It's funny.
Sonic Frontiers.
That's gonna be my game of some point. I don't know. Sea of Stars. Mario RPG remake comes out tomorrow.
True.
I don't know.
Are you streaming that tomorrow?
I guess I could.
I was just asking. I didn't know if you had a plan or not. I
don't have a plan.
Okay.
I didn't even properly purchase it yet. It'll be in the weekly pickups at some point tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna choose that. As much as y'all know, that's where my heart is, Mario RPG, especially the OG version. At the same time, though, it's not like I don't know what I'm about to get into. A game I've beaten so many times. I'm just playing the remake. I'm gonna beat a prettier version of this game.
True.
Even though they said in this one there's gonna be new like post game things you can do.
Interesting.
Anyway, I'm gonna say, because what else did I really dig into this year? Was Mario Wonder,
Horizon, God of War Ragnarok was the end of last year, right?
Or
was it this year? I think it was end of last year. I could be wrong. Yeah, because it was at Game Awards last year, and it won some stuff. Yeah, right. I couldn't remember if it was at the end or the beginning of this year, and they just included it or something.
I don't know. CLD will correct us.
Yeah, I don't know dates. Who am I?
I'm gonna say Sea of Stars then, because I spent the most. Like, I'm spending a lot of time with it. It's crazy because Sea of Stars is one of those games where like this could have ended 4 times, like the way this story goes.
Yeah.
But without giving too much away, man, there's something that happens to someone who you love from the start, and it's one of those things that's just like, this was the only way this could have happened for this person.
That sucked. See, that's good. There you go. That feeling right there that gave you, that's the Baldur's Gate feeling.
But leading up to it happening, it's one of those things where like it's going to happen. It becomes an inevitability in the story, but the character is just like, I know this is happening, but I want to just finish this adventure out with my friends.
That's beautiful.
And then like
it's like a good version of Gale from Baldur's Gate 3. You'll know. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And then it happens, and it happens in the most like, you finish this like fight, and then there's this beautiful moment happening, and then like obviously someone dies. I feel like that's the obvious. I'm obviously saying that, but like
someone dies in a video game,
in an RPG,
and it's not the ending, and then it gives you motivation to play the next bit of the game.
But it's the fact that CSR's been out a while, but I'm not gonna spoil it because I know personally that people are playing, like that I know that are playing through this game that will watch this.
I might pick it up soon. I don't know.
But man, I'm not talking about the person who dies anymore. That game, there's parts in that game where like you finish this fight, and I'm like, that could have been the ending, and then it keeps going, and then you get to another part, I'm like, oh shit. This is the ending. I'm in it because then like you're in a setting where like this has to be like end game, and then I'm sweating holding my Steam Deck, and I beat it, and then it keeps going. I'm like,
you snap your Steam Deck over your
I'm
name.
like, all right, and then that thing happens and gives you motivation to really like, let's do it for that. Let's do it for that person, and you get there, and you do something. And it keeps going. And I'm at a point in Sea of Stars where I'm like, I love this game. End. Like, finish.
I feel that. God damn.
I think I have like 36 hours.
That's better than how long it took me to beat Baldur's Gate once. You want to guess that number?
92.
273.
Wow. End that shit.
But here's the thing. It's not even because it was one playthrough. I started my first playthrough. Then after that, I was like, ooh, I kind of want to do this differently that I just got to. Let me make my real life D&D character and start this campaign. Started with him. I was going to be a bad guy that's just a bad guy for being bad. Then I get to the end. Lae'zel made me a good boy again. And now we're in love. And then I'm like, you know what would be really cool? If I did the Dark Urge. And then I played the Dark Urge all the way through to the very end. The only story that I've beaten is my third playthrough.
That's funny, though.
Dude, it's...
But
and then I started a fourth one, too.
It's an engaging-ass game.
It's so good. I'm going to play it tonight. Like, it's Game of the Year. It really is. I mean, it's a kudos to Larian for what they did. Having that game in early access for God knows how fucking long, just like constantly updating it, constantly making it better. And then when you're ready and willing to put it out, when it's at a point where you're proud enough, and they did it and it fucking hit, and then they just keep fixing many things that are wrong with it as it goes. They're gonna add more as time comes too. They're already talking about adding more romance storylines to some characters that have like different endings that aren't the best in the world. But like it's so good. It's such a good game, and if you can play it, do one playthrough. If you love it after the first one, do a Dark Urge playthrough and just see where it takes you, because that in and of itself is an entirely new game to me. Right. The Dark Urge.
I believe you.
It's
for
so
sure.
good.
I think like, I don't know. As far as like I said, from that list, I'd say Spider-Man. Sea of Stars was something I waited for. Like I was campaigning for that game 2 years before it came out, because they dropped a trailer, and it was by a studio that I love, and which was, I'm sorry, let me get it's not on here. I'm on the wrong thing. Hold on.
Where would it be? Best Indie.
Best Indie. Best independent game. Found it. Load. Sabotage Studios. I'm thinking of a different studio. Anyway, I love Sea of Stars because like it's very reminiscent of games I loved growing up. Obviously they modernized it a little bit, but it's essentially Chrono Trigger / there's some like Mario RPG elements in there a little bit, but it's essentially Chrono Trigger. And
I still gotta beat that.
Anyone who loves Chrono Trigger, came up off Chrono Trigger, would love Sea of Stars. Like, it'll be like riding a bike. You'll get into it like, oh shit, this is just that game for the modern day.
I'm still at the carnival in Chrono Trigger.
So you're nowhere then. That's the beginning.
I haven't lost the strongman game yet, so I can't leave.
You have to leave. You have to let it go.
I'm winning. I have so many, whatever the money is in that game.
I don't remember what the money is.
It's money with the letter U instead of O or something.
Yeah. But, yeah, I was campaigning for that game well before it came out. It then came out, and it lived up to every single thing I wanted from that game. So I'd have to say that's it. That's the game for me.
Well, that is our rundown of the Game Awards nominees. Make sure you go and get your votes in before December 7th. And then on December 7th, make sure you plant your ass in front of a TV screen or a phone screen so you can watch us watch the Game Awards, or just watch along with us, because it's going to be fun. We always do it every single year. We're always sponsored by Mr. Keeley himself. He sends us a nice little video package stuff so that we can make our stream look all nice and pretty. So we'll do that. We'll talk to the chat, have a good time, listen to that motherfucking orchestra do some amazing shit to our ears. It's going to be great this year. It's going to be great. Like, I feel like that's going to be an orchestra set that I go back to on the YouTube video. You know what I mean?
Just live in it.
Yeah, just like sit there and just marvel at how fucking good this gaming year was. As bad as this year might have been for other stuff going on in the world and whatnot.
Very true.
Damn, gaming fucking kicked ass. And even in the gaming world, there was a lot of shitty stuff going on with a lot of layoffs. And
still happening, too.
Yeah, still going down. And with the writer's strike and all that stuff, like, entertainment felt like it was very bleak for a while. But at the same time, video games just kept pumping out bangers the entire time. So
on a level that we haven't seen in a while. Yeah. Like, everything was just 9, 9, 9, 10, 10, 9, 9, 10. Like, the lowest thing was like 8s. Yeah. And 8 would be like, all right. But that's still above average.
Oh yeah. I think this year I will remember in gaming for a while.
For sure.
2023 is like the year. Yeah. Until we get anything crazier than this was probably the best year in gaming that I feel like.
It's been a very long time.
This is the only year in gaming where I've like stopped for a second and I've been like, okay, I need to remember this year because this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So there's that. As always, you guys can follow us on our social media. savebeforequitting over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Titty gang. Get your merch at savebeforequitting, fully spelled out.com. You can get that hoodie right there. I have one that says bitch made on it, and it's fucking nice, but it's in the wash right now. I also did a bitch made stream where you can check out on our YouTube a bunch of shit that we got going on. We got way more content pumping out now. So check all that out. Patreon as well. New podcasts 2 every single month where we just talk about random bullshit or behind the scenes of the show, what we want to do. It's $5 a month. You get 2 extra podcasts. We get 2 cups of coffee or microphones if we save.
Yeah. We save all those coffees. We could trade them in for some mics.
That's how it works at Dave & Buster's.
We're going to show up to Dave & Buster's with a lot of coffee and a lot of confused workers there.
Hey, listen, man. Just get a bunch of Dunkin' Box of Joes. That would be a good skit. We just walk into a Dave & Buster's with like a bunch of box of Joes and be like, I'd like
some microphones, please. Some high-priced Shure SM57s if you have them.
That would actually be funny. If we could get like one of the workers in on that would be good. Like we finally get the mics. We just keep them in the box. Go film the skit. And then
be like, wait, we got them. Look.
Yeah, there you go. All those cups of coffee that the patrons have been sending you, they really added up, didn't they?
Thank you.
Dude, that would be the best bit ever.
The people at the day must be like, what are we doing now?
Like, listen, do you want $20? I need you to say a few lines on camera if that's cool with you. I can even blur your face. It don't matter. I just need you to say 2 things. We just need you to
help us with this sketch.
Yeah. Please and thank you. But, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.
Appreciate you.
Make sure you go watch our stream on December 7th. Join up with us.
Yes, join us for the Game Awards. It's probably the stream we look forward to the most every year.
Hell yeah. Maybe we'll do another giveaway. Remember we did a giveaway for merch one time for all the people in chat?
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it. We'll decide it now.
We'll give away a hoodie or 2 maybe, or maybe just 1 hoodie and then less priced things.
Hoodie and a sticker.
Who wants some stickers?
Right.
Who wants a keychain with titty on it? But not the one that you want, though.
It's not the titties you want.
Yeah.
It's the titties you need.
But before you get those titties you need, you can remember to always
save before quitting.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Hey, thank you for watching this video. There's more where that came from.
Yes, there is. And if you want to see a video just like the one you just watched, you can click up here for that. Or if you want a video that YouTube recommended just for your nerdy gamer person self, you can click right here on that video right there. And you can like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment on anything that you like.
All that good stuff.
All of it. And you can always remember to save before quitting.